Ladies and gentlemen, thank you Asian Conference for inviting me to this conclave. It's a wonderful opportunity. India today has transformed from a country of just looking to now acting. It was in fact in 2014, December 1, when Prime Minister Modi came to the Hornbill Festival in Nagaland, that he said, now we shall have or rename the look is policy as the act is policy. We shall start acting. Many wonderful opinions have been shared, good observations have been shared since morning. So I'll just briefly share 3 experiences we've had, and I'll marry the history of both Japan, India, and Bangladesh, both pre-independence and also post-colonial. I'll start with a very small experience, a matter of perception. There was this young girl whose both parents had died, and she was a bright student from Kohima. She studied there and she wanted to continue higher studies but couldn't. So there was an opportunity it was advertised in the local paper, and she had come to interview me for one of her college projects, and I said, what's your future like? She wanted to, continue higher studies, and I said, okay, there's an opportunity. If you're willing to go. Why I said if you're willing to go is because perceptions around Bangladesh had not been rosy for, her immediate family members. Why would I go to Bangladesh? When they come here to work, why would I go there? I mean, this was 5 years back. And this wonderful program by the Asian University for Women in Chittagong actually was sponsored by Uniglo. And her education, because she was a brilliant student, was sponsored and supported by the Uniglo. Asian University Women provided her an international standard education. Today, she is studying in Paris, in the #1 university in Paris. As a university student, I wanted to go there because, my heroes in scholarship, both Derrida, Foucault, they all taught there and studied there. But this lady got this scholarship and got the opportunity to go and study there. There is at present, a professor from Assam who is the chair of the Andy Matsui, a Japanese entrepreneur. He has a chair in the Asian University of Women in Chittagong. And his name is Dr. Sanjeev Bora. Anybody who's familiar with Northeast would have read his many scholarly books and works. And he is presently there. So this experience and this program is for underprivileged young women from Manipur, Assam, Nagaland, and Mizoram. So this is one program which I thought is a very potential program for a personal experience. One, at the micro level, at the personal level, it changes perception about regions. And why I say this is because I continue with where Professor Shahidul Haq had left in the morning about the common history. So sometimes common history can be bitter. Sometimes a land of no borders, because of certain historical circumstances, become so exclusive. And when the Prime Minister said it's time to act, the change has come. Matter of perception today exists differently from when it was 75 years ago. Another story I would like to relate, because I am also a student of history, is when General Mutaguchi and Lieutenant Generals Kotoku Sato came to the Naga Hills in Manipur and Nagaland as part of the Japanese Imperial Army. Their guides were a Bengali and a Naga, namely Subhash Chandra Bose and A.Z. Piso. So when they came, the first thing they did was they started a school where their soldiers taught the Nagas the Japanese language. Those who are still alive can still sing songs in the Japanese language. And they also printed Japanese rupee, a currency they thought they'll use if they win the war. So a battle raged on. They lost the war of empires. But today, it is a different Japanese people or Japanese government that is here. I have seen. And when we commemorated the 75th year of, or anniversary of the Second World War, the Battle of Kohima, as we call it, the British High Commissioner came, Japanese ambassador came. It was somebody else, before you perhaps. And the occasion was very solemn. But what we noticed as people from Nagaland, and our Chief Minister expresses it very, succinctly, is that the Japanese came, and they came with JICA. They came with forest conservation projects. They came with programs so that animal and human conflict will not be there anymore. Then they also came because I believe they don't have war cemeteries. They have memorials, museums. So they came with an idea to build a park. But that is the level of engagement on a people-to-people level. And when state governments are happy in the region, people are generally happy, because it's a program which benefits all. What I'm trying to say is that the level of engagement today has changed, transformed for the better, and the pace of development also has changed. I was listening to our Honorable MP, Tapir Gauji. He's one of the senior-most BJP leader from the Northeast. Even before anybody joined BJP, he was there. His concerns are the concerns of everybody from this region. And that is something which a lot of us discuss when we all meet. Now, what is the way forward? What has been done today? I would also, in continuation with what Dr. Roy and Tapir Gau has suggested, you see, there is one experience which reinforces this particular hope that I have, is in the state of Meghalaya itself. For so many years, there were cases in the Supreme Court against one project, a bilateral project, trade project, And in Northeast, especially when people talk from Delhi, even if it is the MEA or MHA, when people talk about Northeast, they talk about security and insurgency. But today, things have changed. Of course, security analysis talking about trade relation is very awkward, but still, everybody wants to talk about those issues. And I say this because, you see, between Meghalaya and Bangladesh, when it comes to education, my grandfather's age went to Dhaka to take college education. They didn't go to Kolkata. So, there was a route which they followed, which, of course, the British East India Company used those routes to come up to Upper Assam and, to this part of the world. This place called Shela, because limestone was mined since long time back. British East India Company was interested in these hills because of limestone, primarily resources and, for revenue generation they came. And they used force and violence, and that was how they colonized this region. So, fast forward, there was this agreement. I think it was, I think guided by the Lafarge-Surma Cement, a French company. And they, using 5 kilometers of conveyor belt, transported limestone from Meghalaya to Bangladesh. For us, my ancestors went to Sylhet to trade in slaves and sold, fighting their way through Kachar. So this is our history. And you cannot discuss or envision a future without understanding that part of our history. Whereas this example is a model which has, over a period of 15 years, come to such a pass that, yes, we now can trade with each other, overcome all our internal issues, and actually formulate a policy where we are connecting not only through our borders, but also through trade. So in my submission to all of you, we may have many things on our mind. We know all the facts and data, and we want to formulate, we want to pontificate on all this. But ultimately, it is these experiences which will push a vibrant relation. There is already the existing relation. In conclusion, I want to challenge all of you. For instance, in 2001 or 2000, there was a thinking of, led by the World Bank, that we should create a Ministry of Donor, because then it was 7 sisters, now we have 8. The question I was thinking was, okay, World Bank, ADB, they contributed in all that, and what Tapir Gao is saying is right. IFIs can't invest in Arunachal because of certain issues with China, but today, what can JPIC or JICA do that is different or trend-setting or new from what has been done 2 decades ago? So some of these prospects, some of these challenges we need to think about, because today we have a government board at the center in this region which will ensure that ease of doing business is your daily breakfast. Thank you for this time.